It's the show that's moving fast. It's called the Captain and the Real Deal podcast with our brother Top Gun, our flight engineer. We're talking Vikings and Hawks, man, the tip of the spear, because we float past clowns with the greatest of ease. They just buckle down to their knees with the grip of a pit bull locked on the mic. We'll be tearing it up night after night. I'm Captain Luke, an operator. I could never be a faker, and I'm serving you lyrics better than a damn waiter. Rhyming on this microphone, and I just never am alone with Big Gold and Top Gun. You know we full grown. Can you hear my tone? I'm in the podcast zone, giving you a taste of my microphone. The homie by my side, he will make you glide. So Big Gold, slice and dice and bring this party inside. Cut it up, B Gold. We get the call with the ball and we're ready to maul. There's no competition, we will never fall. Ball could be in the air or for that 9 route. I shake and bake at the line of scrimmage and I'm out. And off to the house with 6 more for the squad, generating the speed of a NASCAR hot rod. On arrival, the 12s go mad. The opposition got the Emerald Nation is glad. So brace yourself for the show that's the most. While B Gold is spinning, I'm one of your hosts. We also got the Real Deal who makes his cameo with unfiltered thoughts that'll jam you, bro. And our technician, aka Top Gun, he'll test his skills for fun, and he's never on the run. I'm Captain Fook, unfadable, just like the Real Deal. The bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. That's a shout out to the homie George Clinton, the masters of the funk, yo. That's my opinion. So in 2022, and it's season 2, Captain Fook and the Real Deal are ready for you. If you're ready for us, there's no time to discuss. It's about that action, y'all. So get your butt on the bus, because the Captain and the Real Deal are ready to go. And if you are too, then let's start the show, because it's the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. What's it called? It's called the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. All right, then let's start the show.
Soldiers, 12s, and all you football fanatics. Welcome to another episode of the Captain and the Real Deal podcast. On today's episode, them guys will bring you all the latest news and information for their respective teams, the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Damen und Herren, it's time for the podcast featuring Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. This is the only place that's talking Hawks and Kings, but to be specific, we're talking Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings. So strap up. We're taking you on a fantastic voyage, unlike any you've ever been on, so sit back and get ready to set sail to the emerald-rich lands of the Seattle Seahawks and the treasure-filled valleys of the Minnesota Vikings, with your hosts, Captain Fook and Billy Gold, aka The Real Deal. Let's get it.
Ugh. And the 12s.
We're here.
Welcome to the Week 11 recap episode of the Captain and Real Deal podcast. I'm Billy Gold. along with my co-host, Captain Book,
What's happening, y'all?
and the Maverick, our production engineer, Mike Top Gun Cruz. We have another great episode in store for you today as we're going to recap the Week 11 matchup for the Vikings as the Seahawks had a bye, and then preview the Week 12 matchups for each team. As always, I suggest you fill up your solo cup. I got mine in my left hand here. Sit back, get ready for another fantastic voyage. Hey, Cap.
My brother.
You ready to roll?
Captain.
I'm always ready to roll, even if we have a bye week. My recap will be brief and a little unique, but yeah, I'm ready to roll, brother. I cannot wait to hear your breakdown.
All right, so let's get to the Vikings recap against the Cowboys. First half, Vikings win the toss, and they elect to receive. It's the only win they're going to get of the day. On their first possession, Cousins is sacked and fumbles. Defense holds. Cowboys settle for a field goal. 3-0 Cowboys. The Vikings, after a long drive and a drop for a TD by tight end recently acquired TJ Hawkinson, settle for a Greg Joseph 25-yard field goal. 3-3. For the rest of the first half, Dallas gets 2 TDs and another 2 field goals, and they lead 23-3 at the half. Second half, the Cowpokes take the second half kickoff and score again to put this game out of reach 30-3. We got to heal up and learn from this. We're 8-2 and in control of the division. Our rookie cornerback, Booth, filling in today, was abused all day. CBS cut away from the game.
Oh,
they couldn't handle it anymore. Final score was 40-3. Cowpokes beating the Vikings. Just some final thoughts. Left tackle Christian Darrisaw left the game early with concussion symptoms. He was just getting out of concussion protocol from last week, so the Vikings really shouldn't have played him. They should have let him sat next week, and they've already ruled him out for this Thursday. I hate the loss at home. Still a great start to the season. I think we were limited with dings to JJ toe and Zadarius Smith knee, but no excuses. The Cowpokes did their thing. They beat us handily. I'm a big believer that you shouldn't peak too soon. So this loss hopefully will signal to us that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Look, if you told me at the beginning of the season, after 10 games, the Vikings would be 8-2, have a 4-game lead in the division, but get blown out twice, I'd sign up for that all day. I got no game balls. So, Cap, if you have any thoughts on the game,
I do.
Bring 'em.
I do, my friend. So, number one, I'm watching the game, and I think this game will highlight how important it is to have a solid left tackle. Now, I don't know if they let that man play and he was hurt. That's not good.
But let me interrupt you there because
Okay.
I saw 2 plays early where
Yep.
he got beat, and he hasn't been beat all year. So I think he was still in a fog.
Well, it's possible because you spoke about him last week about how good he is.
I did, but you know what? I can't take anything from Micah Parsons either. Micah Parsons is a great player.
Micah Parsons and that defensive front
Yep.
was out of control in my mind. I thought that you would focus in on the offensive line because they were absolutely dominating the left side of the offensive line, which is where Darrisaw was at, and he left, and
Yep.
they totally took the new person, whoever they were, to school.
But you know what? Let's interrupt there. You know what? First year offensive, new scheme, new coach.
Yep.
Where's the adjustment? If you do a rollout
Right.
to the right, you take that pressure away. You know what? Where's the quick slant? Where's the screen pass to slow the rush down? 7 sacks. You got to do something.
You got to do something
So
to
you
help
know
them
what?
out.
I will say this. I think that by the time it got to halftime and they knew they realized they have a game coming up this week, I think nobody gives up, but I think they just dialed it back and said, you know what? Let's not get anybody hurt. We can't
know.
win them all. Let's regroup. We've won 7 in a row. Let's take our licks, learn from it, and move on. That's just my thoughts.
Well, I tell you what, playing conservative in the NFL is dangerous, and that's how people get hurt. Now, I didn't tell you I went to Minnesota. I didn't tell you I went to the game, did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay, yeah, I got a chance. I couldn't get inside the game. I should clarify that because I didn't have a ticket. But I flew out there because I just wanted to check out the ambiance, and I saw Kirk drive up.
You flew out to Minnesota?
I saw Kirk Cousins
So
drive up. Let me break it down.
Are you telling
for
the truth?
Let me break it down for you. You know I wouldn't go there without you, man. You ruining my story. So I'm out there though mentally, and I'm waiting just to kind of see what's happening. I see Kirk Cousins rolls up. He rolls up. He likes vintage cars.
Did he have a shirt on?
No, he didn't.
Okay, he didn't.
He was feeling good. He had a bunch of jewelry just like he did the week before.
KD.
And I was like, yo, Kirk, can I take a picture of your car? He's like, I don't care, bro. Do your thing. I said, best wishes. Y'all go in there and do your thing.
Yeah.
7 sacks later. You know, and that's the stat
That's
line.
not on him, though.
No.
Okay.
They were getting him killed.
Yeah,
and
that
that's my point.
Yeah, it's not on him.
That frustrates me because to your point, what is the O doing, the O coordinator doing to help this man?
the
he
old
took some
coordinator is the
serious
coach.
shots. So I mean, you guys lost 50 yards and he got sacked 7 times, but he got hit even more.
Yep.
And I was very frustrated. And then by the time the game was over, I mean, his car looked like the one in Smokey and the Bandit where they blew the doors off, the freaking hood, the fenders buckled. And Kurt, he didn't even take his pads off after the game. He was like, I'm out of here, man. I need these pads just to feel safe getting home.
They took him out. They took him out when they should have took him out. What else you got?
They did. No, that was it. I just was frustrated that Kirk had to take all that damage.
That's fine.
His car as
That's
well.
fine. But you know what? 8-2. So let me give you three facts here. Do you know who won the Super Bowl last year?
Last year, who won it?
Yeah, who won the
The
Super
Rams.
Bowl? Okay.
How are they doing?
Well, no, during the regular season, they lost 37-10 to the 49ers. They got blown out.
Exactly.
But they won the Super Bowl. Do you know who won the Super Bowl in 2021?
2021.
Yeah. Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yes, they did.
They lost 38-3 to New Orleans. Do you know who won the Super Bowl in 2019?
I wish it was us.
It was the
Tennessee?
Patriots.
The Pats.
Yeah. They lost 34-10 to the Titans.
And
So
again,
and they won the Super Bowl. So these are 3
It's just
out of the
one
last
game.
5 years. It's one game.
It's one game.
We're 8-2.
The good
You know,
teams will push this past them
as
and they'll lock
as
in.
our audience knows, I will kill my team when it's due.
Yeah.
But you know what? We won 7 in a row. You can't win them all.
No.
If you're gonna take a beat down to reset, and you can't peak too soon in the NFL. I think the Eagles. I think the Eagles were peaking too soon, and the last 2 weeks they've been brought down to earth. Okay, they found a little weakness on us, but you know we have to adjust. I named some things.
That's the thing.
Roll-
I just don't want
roll
to see your
Cousins
quarterback
out.
taking all that
Yeah,
punishment.
roll Cousins out.
Because
And
the playoffs are around the corner. You need that
he
man.
got 7 weeks, but
need that man.
right. He has to be around.
Right.
JJ's playing on a toe that they didn't speak much about. But you know what? Once the game's out of control, let's not get anybody hurt. No,
Exactly.
really. Let's
true.
let's let JJ rest up. Za'Darius Smith, they said he was on limited snaps because of knee. You know what? Let's lick our wounds, heal up, learn from it, move on.
Yep.
You know what? It's the first time I can ever say in the history of me watching the Vikings that I wasn't upset. I mean, I was upset.
You know
but
you got a good team.
I wasn't upset, but we're 8-2.
You have a good
What
team.
am I going to do? We got the
Right.
second best record in the NFL.
Get the high-powered folks
What
out
am
of
I
there.
going to do? We lost. Cowpokes, you got us. And you know what? They beat us 4 times straight at US Bank Stadium. So
I didn't know that
Yeah.
stat.
So
Okay.
they got our number there. That's okay.
That happens. Everybody has
okay.
their nemesis.
Yeah, that's okay. But
can
you know
move
what?
on healthy.
Their coach is Mike McCarthy, who's a former Packer coach. The only reason Mike McCarthy coaches, I told you the story about Mike McCarthy, how he got the job with the Cowboys, right?
You mentioned it before. on the
Yeah, so I mean,
podcast.
he lied to Jerry Jones, said he watched all this game film, and he didn't.
Yeah, that was a horrible
And
story.
then he admitted it afterwards. So anyway, you know what?
It
They
is
lost.
What it is. It is what it is.
The Cowboys earned it, and let's move on. You know what?
Let's move
and like
on.
Bill Belichick would say, we're playing the Patriots on Thursday. The other game is over. It's over.
It's gone.
8-2.
It's gone. You got to talk about it. You got to move on.
We moved on. All right, let's get to the new segment that we've been doing by the numbers. We're at number 12 this week. There's a lot of Vikings that have the Warren in number 12. There's not a lot of big names on this one, except for maybe 2, and one was just a number switch. Tom McNeil, 1970. Neil Clabo, 75-77. Steve Dills. Sean Salisbury. He did okay for a little while as a backup quarterback. Dante Culpepper, when he first came in, wore number 12 before he switched to number 11 in 2000. Lee Johnson. Gus Frerotte, former Commanders quarterback. Actually, he was Redskins quarterback. Billy McMullen, Jeff Locke, punter, Josh Freeman, cup of coffee, Charles Johnson, wide receiver, Chad Beebe could never stay on the field. Dede Westbrook.
Oh, I remember that guy. He was a receiver. He
Yeah.
played kickoff team.
Nick
or
Mullins
kickoff.
is our current guy with number 12. He's the backup quarterback. He got a little action this week. Actually looked pretty good.
Okay.
Actually looks like he knows how to run an NFL offense. But
for him.
you know what? The man is going to get number 12, and you should be familiar with the name because I think we traded him to you for a boatload of draft picks. Percy Harvin.
Yes,
he was
he
the
did.
NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2009, a season that saw him catch 60 passes for just about 800 yards and 6 scores, as well as adding in 2 kick returns. By the way, shout out to Cordell Patterson, who just took the all-time
100
lead by returning a kick for this time. I think it's the 9th or 10th. So he's the all-time leader in kick returns. Shout out to former Viking Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
I don't even have that written in here.
It was 103
but I remember.
yards. That
Yeah.
was really impressive. And he was outrunning the DBs and the speedsters. They were supposed to be that safety net.
Exactly. And I saw him split those guys.
Yeah,
they
he's
weren't
a
catching.
beast. He's a monster out there.
Harvin's peak season from a statistical standpoint was 2011, where he flirted with 1,000 yards and scored a total of 9 touchdowns. He only played 4 seasons with the Vikings, but he put his name in the Vikings record book a few times. He broke the record for return touchdowns by a Viking by going distance 5 times. That was eventually tied and passed by the aforementioned Cordell Patterson and Marcus Shirelles. Despite only playing for about 3.5 seasons, mostly because of he had headache injuries. He still ranks 9th in team history in receiving yardage, and he's 5th in team history in career kick return yardage. Percy Harvin, he wins the battle.
Even in a short time in our uniform, that guy was absolutely explosive. In the Super Bowl, he almost broke the kickoff right after halftime. Then he finally gets an explosive, I think it was a punt return for a score that shows his dynamic speed. But you're right, he had some health issues and could not stay healthy long
Couldn't
enough.
stay healthy. Great player though. Brett Favre loved him.
How do you not love that guy if you're a quarterback?
Oh yeah, exactly.
He can outrun anybody.
And
He
he
can run any
roll
route.
out. Yep.
Yeah, and he was solid. He would run right into you too. So our tip or our by the numbers is a very short list. There's one guy on there named Sam Adkins, played from 77 to 81, quarterback. He's the only guy. But that number got retired. And so now all the 12s rock it. So that number will never, nobody else will rock that number again.
Yeah, I should have known that.
Yeah, I'm a 12, so we get to rock that jersey, and they'll fill up the stadium, and we'll go to any stadium in the world if we have to, just to represent. Real short segment for us.
That kind of narrows it down.
It does. It does.
All right, this segues us into the fun facts for the week. Fun fact number 1.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Kirk Cousins threw his 136 touchdown pass versus the Commanders last week, not this week, surpassing Dante Culpepper for 3rd all-time in franchise history. Cousins is now behind Hall of Famer Fran Tarkenton, 239, and Tommy Kramer, 159. So Cousins will move up to number 2 very shortly. And fun fact number 2.
I know you're gonna dig this.
This year, the Vikings have 5 fourth-quarter comebacks and 5 game-winning drives.
5-5.
So stop blaming Kirk Cousins because he's the commander during those drives. All right. No ridiculous article of the week. No taking it to the house because you only get to go there if you win. Seahawks were off. Vikings didn't win. And no breaking news this week. You know what? I thought about doing a real deal rant of the week. Last week I did the referees, but I'm okay. We're 8-2.
You're good.
I'm okay.
You're good. You're not in danger right now.
You know what? We're 4 games up in the division.
I know you can't stand losing to the Cowboys, but you're not in danger. It's one game.
You know what? We lost the battle.
They were on one that day.
We lost the battle, and they were embarrassed from losing the week before to the. They lose to the Giants the week before. Who did they lose the week before? Packers. They lost to the Packers the week before.
I don't know. I can't.
They lost the week before. They lost to the Packers. I'm pretty.
But I tell you what, their defensive front was on one.
It was on one,
and they took advantage of some weakness.
And they did.
You'll see them again.
So no outside the box with the real deal. So let's get to the Week 12 preview. Vikings are playing.
I do have a tip of the cap, though.
Oh, you do? All right, I did not know.
It's surprising because we didn't even play.
What do you got?
I did encourage everybody that likes to watch the Hawks to try to watch the Brawl of the Wild, Montana State University versus University of Montana Grizzlies. Huge rivalry game. Montana State came in there 9-1. Huge rivalry game, B Gold. Huge. How'd it go down? Montana State Bobcats put the double nickel on the Montana Grizzlies. Now, during my time there, we never beat the Grizzlies. So anytime we win, I'm good.
And you guys were 9-1 or they were 9-1?
We were 9-1.
And what was their record?
10-1. Don't care. Doesn't matter, actually. I shouldn't even say what our record was because the only thing that matters is getting it done.
Well, it doesn't matter.
But
If you
it
were
does
9, if
matter
you were 9-1 and they were 0-10.
Because now we got to share the championship,
Right.
the Big Sky Championship, and we get to go forward.
Are you sharing with them or somebody else?
Negative.
Okay.
Another squad. So it's 55-21. Almost had 470 yards on the ground to be goal because that was just the way to get it done. But I'm proud of them young Bobcats.
Congratulations.
Yes, the wildest ones were there. So I got to say this. Poor Grizzlies. That's the chant out there when you beat them. They say the same thing to us when we lose, so that's theirs. Well done, y'all.
Somebody out there understands that.
Somebody, if you. Oh, my homeboy from my hometown was at the game, and I think he got on the sideline too. Tony Moore. Shout out to T-Bone.
All right, T-Bone. Vikings Week 12 preview. We got the Pats on the final game on Thanksgiving. I think it's like an 8:20 start. It's at Minnesota, and I think counting this week, 5 of the next Minnesota games are at home.
Oh, we're in a similar boat. We
Yeah,
have
similar.
like 4 or 5 out of the last 4 of our last
I
games.
saw your schedule. The schedule makers
I
are
don't wanna
loving
hear
you
that.
guys.
I don't want to hear that.
Man,
It don't matter.
They're throwing you up.
It doesn't matter.
No, I know. We know that, but I'm saying they're throwing you up some
Hey,
bacalad.
we're doing the best we can with the tools that we have.
All right. Anyway, the New England Patriots lead the series 9-4-0. So I'll get to my pick when we do the picks, but
That's the only. You guys have only played them like.
I only played
just
them
a handful
13
of
times.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
because you got to remember, you only play every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And there's been no ever playoff or soup because it will only be the Super Bowl, no playoff appearances. So
And you've always been in the NFC. They've always been in the
so
AFC,
really nothing.
Okay.
So not much there. What do you got? What do you got for what the Seahawks will do in Week 12?
Well, hopefully everybody's healthy, and we're gonna get ready to defend our home turf against the Las Vegas. And I can't say it as good as you, so I'm gonna cue it up.
Raiders!
There we go. So our season record with them,
3-7.
our life record is 29-26 with no ties. Remember, we used to be in the same exact conference when we were in the AFC West. So we got quite a few games. We got a pretty good rivalry with them. The very first game was on November 6th, 1977. We took the L 44-7. I believe that was John Madden's crew at the time. The last time we played them was on October 14th, 2018. We got the win, 27-3. But you know what? To be honest with you, B Gold, we've never played the Las Vegas Raiders ever. So we got goose eggs on both sides.
You know, they've been in 3 different states.
They've been everywhere.
Right. They've been
So-
in Oakland. It's 2 states: Oakland, California, L.A., California, and now Las Vegas. They're still the Raiders.
They
This
are.
moving around a different
They
state
are.
doesn't mean anything.
Uniforms haven't changed. So what we need to do is just handle business at home. Come out not so tense. We've been coming out pretty tight at home.
They
We gotta
got
loosen
Drew
up.
Carr. Come on, this is a 2 touchdown victory.
I don't know about that. I'm hoping that we get 4 or 5 touchdowns.
I'm
and
saying
that they don't
victory.
score.
You're going to win
I
by
wanna-
2.
I wanna
You're going to
blow
win
them
by
out.
2 touchdowns.
I really want to blow them out because the theme is to leave no doubt, and we have to come out hot. Playoffs are coming, like I said. The weather's starting to impact games, as you see. To
Looks
the
like
point.
only one team's going to represent the NFC. It used to be best. Now it's the rest.
You think we'll just get one in? It's possible.
Yeah, because everybody's going to.
Yeah. This game.
I think everybody's going to be like 9-7 in that division,
you
maybe
might be
10-6.
right. It's going to be tough. It's going to come down
And
to
if you're looking
tiebreakers.
at the NFC East, there's 3 teams there that are
playing good ball right now.
There's only one in our division, but and there's only So I think one, maybe a 1A.
You can't waste
Maybe,
your opportunities. So even though it's an AFC game, we need to get this win. And we really need to protect home court and hope that we can get a playoff game and be at home against all the odds makers' odds. So Geno Smith, everybody, they know what's on the line. They know how we looked in Tampa Bay, how we came out kind of cold and we paid from the GOAT. Can't do that this week. We got to ball out.
Actually, you know what? I didn't have a breaking news this week, but
You got something?
I did see something today.
What you
I
got?
saw it today.
Okay.
And it was ridiculous. It's a ridiculous article of the week because somebody posed the fact that in the offseason, the Packers should trade Aaron Rodgers to the Seahawks for a boatload of picks. And then the other guy rebuffed it and said, based on how Geno Smith finishes this season off right now, Smith is a better quarterback than Rodgers statistically. So it's a ridiculous article of the week because right now it makes no sense.
It would make no sense to do that.
And it depends on if Pete Carroll, how many years he has left, if you just want to go for it. I don't think Pete's that kind of guy, and I don't think he wants a diva like Rodgers.
At this stage in his career, when Geno's balling like that, man, Geno.
Well, you got to remember, historically Geno has not been balling.
But let's
So,
look at what was around him.
Is he Case Keenum?
He makes. I don't even want to say that, but
No, Case Keenum had a great year with the Vikings. So
he did.
And before
then
that, he was serviceable, which is the same thing that Geno Smith is.
Who started after Case came back the following season?
Where?
When he had his good year. When he came back the next year, did he start?
No, we cut him.
Exactly.
Right.
Why?
Because
He couldn't come through?
no, he did. He got us all the way to the championship game.
But why'd they cut him?
They didn't think it was a long-term solution.
Yeah, I mean, right now,
You guys were supposed to be in a rebuilding year, and you know what? And,
you know what?
and you've done better than that. So you got to at least think about it.
I'm glad you brought that up because the reality of it is every single season, every single team is rebuilding. It's just at different levels. Now, this was supposed to be catastrophic for us, but it didn't turn out to be that way. And Pete never went that way with his mindset. He said, we try to compete every single game. And that's what they've been doing. And hats off to him because a lot of people were like, yeah, you're just talking that talk. No, they're actually walking that walk right now. So I hope we continue.
I hope, I shouldn't say this. This is wrong. I will not say it. I hope I'm gonna err on the side of loving the Seahawks.
Oh, okay, the new theme, the Billy Ocean theme.
This is the love zone for Billy Gold. I hope you don't give him a long-term contract because if you put your boat in him for 4 or 5 years and this is a one-hit wonder, it's a bad decision.
Let me tell you something, and that's absolutely true. That's why I love Pete Carroll and John Schneider. They make the decisions that may not be popular, but they make the decisions that help the team and the organization. So if they do something for Geno, it'll be a 1 or 2 year deal, or maybe even pop him with a franchise tag, let him get a big payday.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just saying, do not get this guy guaranteed money for 4 or 5 years.
If they do, I'll be shocked. If they do a 4 or 5 year deal, I'll be shocked.
That was out there.
Yeah. Okay.
So now that I'm looking at the NFC schedule, the NFC standings, the South isn't all that good either. So you know what? Maybe that you might get a second team out of the West, but looks like 1 out of the North. Could be 3 out of the East, Giants. And actually, the Commanders are coming on.
They are balling. I got to give them credit.
It could be 4 out of the East. They actually have, they're there.
And those teams like you guys, if you keep your strength, you'll end up playing a team like us or the Commanders.
Right. It doesn't. We could actually, actually get home. I'm not putting any numbers out there, but we should win the division. There's 7 games to go. We're up by 4.
You should.
By default.
Green Bay's no threat. Like I said,
no. Green Bay's 5 back. Detroit's the one that's 4 back.
Green Bay's a mess. Right. Detroit's the wild card.
Yeah, exactly. But 4 games to make up and 7 games is tough.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the picks before we get to the music. Let's see how we did in week 11. The real deal. We still have 1 game to go because we're doing this on Monday with Thanksgiving coming up. The real deal so far is 10-3, and the cap is 8-5. We both have the same choice for tonight's game, so it'll only add to the yearly totals. But right now, the cap dropped 2 games. He's down 4 games. Cap's the defending champion in this. So hey, I'm just trying to even it up in our second year here doing the podcast.
We must fight back, and we will.
So let's get to the picks.
Yo, it's time for the picks, the weekly predictions by them guys. Get your notebooks out because they rarely miss. Make way for Captain Book when he makes his picks. You can't touch this dude. Reppin' Hawks in the Emerald Nation. All units, battle stations. So welcome to the battle zone. It's a place where Captain Book is never alone. With his guy, be gold by his side. Sporting purple, always ready to ride. A real Viking maniac. Never afraid to go on the attack. And when needed and comes the real deal, he's got a real feel for NFL skill. So listen close and get the word. Don't be the one who hadn't heard about Captain Book and Blue Gold. Dropping knowledge, truth be told. Pluto picks. Battle tested.
Woo! Where is he at? Is he here?
You get the little Ric Flair there.
Caught you off guard on that one.
Yeah, exactly. So, step into a Slim Jim. The Macho Man's joining the set.
Yes. Now, where's that dude with all that hair? George the Animal Steel? Keep him out of here.
I see nothing on the floor, so he must be chained up outside.
Yes.
All right. Let's get to the Thanksgiving Day games. Buffalo at Detroit. We all hate to keep picking Buffalo. And Detroit's won 3 in a row.
Yes, they have.
But you know what? I got to actually root for Buffalo this week just to stamp the NFC North. So I got the Bills winning 31-27.
I got the Bills getting it done, even though the Detroit Lions are hot. I just can't believe that the Buffalo Bills are going to drop another game when everybody in the country's watching on Thanksgiving. I got the Bills getting this one done 27-24. It'll be a game fight.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
The Lions are playing great. All right, next up is the G-Men at the Cowpokes.
Oh, strap up.
I think the Giants are going to play a really good game, but they're going to lose 24-21.
If Dallas looks anything like they did last week, the Giants are going to be in trouble. I got the Cowboys getting it done at home 37-17. Second game of the triple header on Thanksgiving, B. Gold. One of my favorite days of the year.
Exactly. Then we move on to the nightcap.
Oh,
The Pats
let's get it.
visiting US Bank Stadium at the Vikings.
Tell them what's going to happen. Tell them.
The New England actually, on paper, has a better defense than Dallas. I just don't think their defensive line is as strong rushing the passer. I think they're a more balanced defense, which gives us our offensive line hope. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I got the Vikings winning 17-13.
Wow. It's Thanksgiving. It's JJ time. It's Justin Jefferson's time. That dude he never lets the crowd down when all the lights and the cameras are on. So you guys just lost a home game. He is not going to allow. He's going to do everything that he can to help you guys put up at least 4 touchdowns. I got the Vikings holding it down. Nightcap game, 31-24.
All right.
Belichick ain't getting the dub in there.
I know, but do you see New England's offense really scoring 24? They all they do is run. It's just Ramondre Stevenson, Mac Jones, or whatever the other Zappy. Who's Frank Zappa?
Because it's prime time, I think they're going to try their best to put on a show. But you guys, and that TD might come late.
All right.
You guys should dominate that game, honestly.
All right, let's move to.
Oh, I didn't even put no number down for this Tampa Bay game. Is that next?
Denver, Carolina, Sunday. Start with the 1:00 games. Tampa's the second game. Denver at Carolina, 2 bad teams. 2 bad teams. I'm really. This is out to you 12s.
Talk to us.
I'm going to pick the Panthers so you guys get a better draft pick. 21-20, Panthers.
All right, so you might go up 5 games on me, but I'm going to have to pick Denver because you're right. Both of these teams look ridiculous. I don't even know if Denver can score 24 points right now, but one of those may come on a TD from a touchdown on defense. So I'll say Denver 24, Carolina 14.
All right, next up, we got the Bucks at Cleveland. I had a tough time with this one.
Me too.
But I think Tampa wins on the road 24-23.
I got Tampa Bay winning on the road also 24-17. I think Tom Brady's going to start locking in on playoff hunt and pole position mode.
All right, Ravens at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's much improved, but I got the Ravens winning 20-17.
I got the Ravens holding it down, clawing Jacksonville 24-10 on the road.
Okay, let's move to Houston at the Fish. The Dolphins. Dolphins roll 30-20.
I got Miami sneaking that one out 21-20.
Okay. A lot of people are saying the Dolphins are going to make the Super Bowl after last week.
We'll see.
Chicago at the Jets. Jets lost a heartbreaker to the Patriots on a punt return, but they're going to win at home 23-20.
Here, I might go down by 6. I got the Jets beating Chicago at home 30-21. The Jets lost a horrible, heartbreaking game with that kickoff.
They need a running back. They need a running back. Yeah. Cincinnati at Tennessee. Titans kind of impressed me. Cincinnati has been getting better, but Titans are going to win this 27-24.
Yeah, Cincinnati's Jekyll and hiding it on me. I can't trust them right now, and I can't trust Tennessee. They're balanced and they're laying wood. Tennessee 24, Cincinnati 21.
All right, let's move on to Atlanta at the Washington Commanders.
Atlanta and the Commanders.
Commanders playing great. 23-16 victory coming up.
The Commanders will command Atlanta. 31 for the Commanders, 10 for Atlanta.
Atlanta's been playing good, though.
They have.
But Commanders' defense is pretty solid. All right, Chargers at Arizona. Again, I'm doing this for the 12s. Chargers win 26-24.
That will be good, although I think Arizona's going to win 24-17. So my
Chargers got their 2 wide receivers back, Williams and Keenan Allen last week. They only played limited, but they're going to be amped up for next week.
And Arizona, they get amped up at home, and this is going to be a good game.
All right, Raiders
Come on.
Rolling to Seattle.
Coming into the Emerald Nation.
I said earlier the Seahawks are going to win by 2 touchdowns. It's only really 13. I got Seahawks 30. Seahawks 30, Raiders 17.
I like that. I do like that. I appreciate that too. I think the Seahawks are going to hold it down and show we're ready for the playoff push. The Seattle Seahawks, all the 12s, Emerald Nation, even my mama's rooting for them. 34 Seahawks, 10 for the Las Vegas. Hit them up, B-Gold.
Raiders!
There you go. Thank you, brother.
Carr. They got to get rid of, first you got to get rid of McDavid. David Carr. Yeah, he's not awful.
Yeah.
I said Derek Carr. That's his brother, right? That's in the booth.
His brother's in the booth.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is. I know they're
Open
brothers.
item
I know
for
they're
you.
Oh, man, I don't want to research that, but I will. All
right. Well, you know what? I don't know that, so that's an open item for you.
I got it.
All right, we got the Rams at the Chiefs.
What do you got here?
I got Kansas City. You know, Stafford's wife's upset because just 2 weeks in a row he's been in the concussion protocol. He's in it again.
I think she's upset about the playing surfaces, too.
Yeah, she is, and we talked about that.
I'm
But
frustrated with that
the
myself.
Chiefs are going to roll 34-20.
Yeah, Chiefs are going to put a 40 burger up, 40-20 over the Rams.
40-20. All right, let's
burger.
move on to the Bayou.
This was tough for me.
Orleans at the Friscos. 49ers.
San Francisco treat, as you usually say.
24-20.
Who's winning?
The treats.
Yeah, I got the
49ers.
Niners in a nail biter. The Saints always play them hard. I think San Fran will edge it out being at home 28-27. I think McCaffrey and Ayuk and Debo, all those weapons, I think Garoppolo's going to utilize them correctly.
All right, and we got the Green Bay Cheesehead packing it in Packers.
I'm thinking back to that week where they had the yellow helmets that looked sick.
Yep.
And they looked like cheese heads, like literally.
Right, and they're rolling into the cheesesteak capital of the world.
I got nothing for Green Bay this year. I mean,
Philly!
they don't look right. They don't look good at all.
I'm going with the Packers upsetting the Eagles 27-26.
I got a tight game too, but I got Philly beating them out 24-23. I think it'll be a good game. It's the last night
It's the
game
last
of the
stand
week.
for Aaron Rodgers, so I think he has something to take. Especially, I thought Philly would have blew out Indianapolis this week, and they were a little sluggish.
Yeah, they were.
So
And Green Bay, I mean, Aaron's throwing some balls. These
They
guys are
got
not
some
making
talent.
catches. They just are dropping balls. So.
yes, some talent. All right, and then the Monday night game.
Let's go.
Pittsburgh got the Colts, aforementioned Colts, who played Philly tough. And so I'm picking the Colts at home, 23-21.
I think you're going to see the old young prodigy for the Pittsburgh Steelers show up on prime
Kenny
time.
Pickett?
Yep. He's going to get it done, I believe, 24-20 over Indianapolis.
Okay, so we got a couple
I
different
may go
games here.
down. This might be my last week of competing with you in the picks because I might drop like 6 or 7
We
more.
will see. I think we had
That's
like
what
4
makes
games
it
we
fun,
didn't pick.
though. We like to have fun on this show.
Okay. That concludes the pick segment. Let's move into our fantasy football. It's time for fantasy football talk to see which teams can walk the walk. Each week, new matchups take place. All teams gunning for first place. Set your lineups, hope for the best. Your team might be good, but mine's the best. Make trades along the way. Ain't gonna help you, you might wanna pray. To be the best, you gotta beat the deal. Lots of luck, cause my team's for real. Let's get to the segment, start the chat. Hey, Book, what you say about that?
It's Captain Boom, and I'm running on the field like a wild one. Fantasy strategy that is second to none. I'm casting spells like a mad magician. I make so many damn moves, just like a mathematician. Without my fantasy logic, you just be hoping and wishing. And if you don't pay attention, your team will need a mortician. So check out Captain Boom and how I lay down my roster. I'm so dialed there could never be an imposter. With this fantasy ball, this segment's for y'all. So don't miss our call for your fantasy brawl. This Captain Boom can beat goals to avoid the wreck. For your fantasy success, put our knowledge on deck. It's the fantasy segment. Get in.
All right, Cap, you're gonna lead this segment
Let's
since
get
you
it.
had the bye week this week. We got to give you some work.
That's right. I had to get this thing kicked off. So this is the fantasy segment. We're going to start it out with the first game on the slate. Tyquavius and his Crimson Knights. They took the Ohio Bone Crushers to the gallows with an impressive 127-98 victory.
Is that a final?
That was a final.
Nobody
that-
going tonight?
That one's a final, I believe.
All right.
If you catch me on one that ain't, hit me up because you know how I do it. I roll the dice sometimes. The Real Deal Squad took it on the chin from Connecticut G Hockey, soundly losing 153 roughly to 82.
I put crushed. I put more than likely my team's relegated to being a spoiler.
Yeah, a couple of these games are a little wavery because there's a game tonight, but for the most part, the nails are in the coffin, ladies and gentlemen. Access Lords gained access to Connecticut's El Grapadors. Unfortunately, they got his playbook, and at the last minute, they defeated them 107 to a respectable 95. It was a good battle, brother. The Emerald Nation Monsterizers fully activated, and I know Top Gun don't want to hear this, but the Monsterizer machine was on, and we put the big game hunters inside with the possibly the biggest blowout of the day. I'm not sure. It was a smashing victory, though, 121-53. Come on, big game. The Connecticut Wagon Circlers circled Seattle Socrates and cut off his supply lines with a solid victory.
By the way,
101-89. It was another good battle.
yeah, 102 to 90. But by the way,
Okay.
Connecticut Wagon Circles were the worst team in the league, and they beat Seattle Socrates.
You round up, I round down. All right. The New Haven Naturals took all of their vitamins amid outlasted Smell What's Cooking. in
No,
an
no,
epic-
no, no,
Oh, that
no,
was still
no.
going. That's still going.
No,
That's still
the Smell
going.
What Cooking's got two guys tonight. They only
Okay.
need 13 points to defeat the New Haven Naturals.
So
the New
they're-
Haven Macros, they're going down.
They're outlasting Smell What's Cooking, but it's not over yet.
No,
that's
no,
that
no.
was the heavyweight fight of the week. It's not over yet.
No, it's
Tonight
more.
we'll decide
It's
it, right?
it's a guaranteed victory. Who smells what's cooking?
It's
unless
guaranteed.
those two guys don't get off the bus.
Because it's close. It's 97.6 to 84.94.
Yeah,
right
if those
now,
guys,
so.
all they got to do is step on the
So
field and
smell
make
what-
3 catches. They're done.
Smell What's Cooking. Let's just get this thing done, and you guys got another W. So with that, I don't have any more caps except for the.
What
coming
about
week.
what's coming up next
Here's
week?
What's coming up? Here's the forecast for next week. Connecticut Wagon Circlers are playing the Emerald Nation Monsterizers. Does that sound right? Are we tracking correctly now? All right, we need that win, so we're gonna try to get those wagons.
Who is
circled.
Connecticut El Grapador playing?
G Hockey? Connecticut G Hockey.
No, yes, correct.
All
Yes.
right, good. So that other section can be
And the real deal goes up
eliminated.
against Smells What's Cooking.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Crimson Knights get to go against the Access Lords. As you said, Access Lords are kind of hit and miss, mostly missing. So we'll see how they stand up against the Crimson Knights.
Axis Lord's been on a roll. They won like 3 weeks in a row.
Big Game Hunters and Ohio Bone Crushers. This may be the lowest scoring game of the week.
Yeah. Those are the 2 worst teams in it. Actually.
Yeah. Oh, New Haven Naturals and Seattle Socrates get to lock horns.
Yeah, so
we'll see how that
Socrates
turns
going to
out.
get destroyed.
And then holding it down at the bottom, the Real Deal and Smell What's Cooking.
Yep, the only team to defeat Smells What's Cooking, by
Can
the way.
you do it twice?
We have to, or otherwise we're just going to be a bystander for the playoffs.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the recap. Hopefully you enjoyed it. The recap is over.
It's B Gold, back on the mic, dropping lyrics I know you'll like. The league is now on alert. The real deal is bringing the hurt. New challengers every season. Why worry? There is no reason. Teams might win some games. At the end of the day, I forget their names. A new season and more pretenders. New Haven Natural is a lead offender, like all the others who come to town. This dude is just another clown. Over the years, I put to rest any questions that I'm the best.
Whose team is the best? I'm Captain Book, and I'm the coach. And on the fantasy field, we'll never choke. Keep testing my crew, and you'll lose hope. You see, the Emerald Nation Monster Riders are no joke. And here's the note to the rest of the league. When dealing with trauma, You gotta stop the bleed. So here's a warning to all teams. Brace. This is Captain Book, and this is my place. So as we close out another nice section, perhaps next week, your team will be flexed, and we're having fun, and we hope you are too. This is the Captain and the Real Deal Fantasy Season 2.
It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. Normally I'm found on the wheels of steel, but the time has come to drop the field. Be Gold is a name that I spin under, but the real deal's a guy who brings the thunder. Back in the day, it was 5 minutes of funk. The deal's on the mic, he ain't no punk. It's cool when I see you break to the beat. As Eric Beat stated, don't sweat the technique. My lyrics will stand the test of time. Working the crowd with my rhyme. Now it's time to get to the show. Bringing the info so you know it's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. It's a podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. If you want history, check 1 and 2. All the episodes have something new. From the front to the back or the bottom to the top. The episodes deliver from the knowledge we drop. The cap is the rhyme and I am the rhythm. Like the defense, we are gonna hit them. With the fun facts and the skull jam. The real deal will continue to rant. Cap brings Hawks news to the show. Never losing sight, keeping the flow. The blue and the emerald green. Cap will tell you who's on the scene. Delivering hits on game day. The bam bam moment for today. It's the podcast built to last. The podcast, we're having a blast. Another episode is in the books. Keeping it real with the hooks. Tune in again later next week to hear more from the streets. Bringing the news for our teams. Nothing's off limit, so it seems. Thanks for hanging, checking us out. We'll be back, there is no doubt.
Always back. We're always back each and every week.
Ready to deliver.
Scolders 12s and all you football fanatics, thanks for tuning in today to the podcast for our Week 11 recap and our Week 12 preview. Tell your friends, families, and coworkers about the show and have them tune in, subscribe, and follow the show. We got a new subscription from Aruba.
Let's
so
get it.
you got it done.
Welcome.
That's the what is that, Mike? The Netherlands is who actually is it's a Netherlands island. Which is a Vikings island. Me and Top Gun were researching that.
You gotta love that.
All right, Week 12 for the Vikes, Thanksgiving night, home versus the Patriots. Let's see if we can rebound. Our next episode will be the Week 12 recap for our respective teams. Vikes need to keep on keeping on and get back on track. Another fantastic voyage today. A little shortened version because we had a lot of gaps on a shortened week, but Cap, as you always do, and you said it in one of our meetings the other day, bring us home.
Thank you, my brother. So, Scolders, it's all good. Recover, show up on Thanksgiving Day, close it out strong, ready to eat and feast, and handle your business like it's nobody's business but yours. Don't ever let another team do what they did to Kirk Cousins in his car like they did this week. Protect that man. So let's get that done. I would accept the Jalahorn right now, but it's all good. So to the Emerald Nation, the 12s and all of our Hawks back to work to defend the home turf. It's confirmed that a band of Raiders are coming to Lumen Stadium on November 27th. Don't forget, that's also Bruce Lee's birthday. My guy. So in true Bruce Lee fashion, let's turn their lights off with swift, accurate strikes and leave no doubt. Tune in next week. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And to the Emerald Nation, never forget to Emerald up. Everybody take care of yourselves. Peace.
Peace. So, wax on, wax off. That's Mr. Miyagi, right? That's not Bruce Lee, right?
Bruce. No, Bruce is... As he puts 7 punches on you, you don't know what happens.
What about Grasshopper? That's Kung Fu, right?
You're back in, you're back in David Garrity.
David Garrity days.
Yeah. That was called Kung Fu. Yeah, that was a good show. I loved it.
Out!